When you're here at Darling Harbour, one of the things that you must do is come to the National Maritime Museum.
We're really excited to visit today. There's tons of stuff to do. There's a permanent exhibition, there's temporary exhibitions, but I think the thing we're most excited about is you can actually go on the ships. So they have an ability for you to buy a ticket to actually tour the ship. So we're excited to spend the day here today.
We had just arrived inside of the Maritime Museum when we heard over the loudspeaker that they were doing a special behind-the-scenes tour of the museum.
It was really neat. We got to walk around, just the two of us and one other person, with this gentleman that volunteers here. And they took us, not through the exhibits itself, but behind the scenes. So we were in labs and we were in storage areas and all this other stuff that really got us an inside view of how they run this place and all the stuff that's here. Very cool.
There are so many great things to see here, and behind us is a replica of this beautiful sailing ship of James Cook's Endeavour, and we're about to go jump on it now. Welcome aboard the Endeavour. This is actually the ship that James Cook, it's a replica of the ship that James Cook used as he mapped the east coast of Australia. The western coast had been mapped, but the eastern coast had not until James Cook came and did it on a ship just like this.
I've been running for so long, I'm clear about the path I was on. I was breathless, my heart restless. Every turn felt like it was wrong, but I kept going to show I was strong. Pushing to my own soul, but you came.
Or pork and root vegetables, and they might have had beans and things and peas as well.
So that's his cot. Oh, wow.
Well, this is a great cabin.
Oh, wow.
Lovely.
Nice.
And then in the corner here is Mr. Bank's room. The funny part is Mr. Bank didn't sleep in his room. We got two dogs. A greyhound and a mixer sleep in his room, but Mr. Bank sleeping here in the hammocks outside.
Really?
He was 6'4".
He was too tall.
Captain Cook was 6'2" as well.
Oh my. We just finished up the interior, and this was a really cool boat. This Captain Cook was a stickler for cleanliness, so we learned about hygiene and how they were keeping everything shipshape as they had all these people on board. Really interesting tour, and of course really important because it was part of what charted Eastern Australia and ultimately allowed colonialization and people to come over from England.
To stop this world from spinning. Like Superman, you were the only one to find the strength in all that I was dealing with this life, like kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass you hold.
Is there a restaurant down there? Chris is hungry.
Engage. Make it so, number one.
We're now on board the Battleship, the USS Vampire, and it's a lot bigger, and of course it's a big ship, and this is the captain's day quarters. So this is where the captain hung out during the day. It's pretty nice. If you got sick on board, this is where you came. This is the sick bay. And of course, it had to be pretty self-contained, so they have a lot of good stuff here. There's a tracheostomy set right there in front of us.
And if you keep me close, a minute in this hourglass, you'll hold. Took a swing at a wrecking ball, and I prayed for my downfall, and found a way to reconcile, 'cause in my heart it's not worthwhile. It's a bloody battlefield where some go down, others heal.
Two different types of torpedoes on these boats. The blue one here you see is point and shoot. So it's like you see in the old World War II movies. Oh, periscope, bang. Yep. This one, guide by wire. Guide by wire. So it would have a wire trailing behind it, which would send a signal back to the control room, and they steer them. So this particular type of submarine used to have rear firing torpedoes. When these ones came out, there was no longer any need for them because you can turn them around.
You can turn them around.
Yeah.
Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. And so I live it all.
We're inside the submarine now, and this is cool. It's really tight. We just saw the torpedoes, and now this is a sleeping area. It's really cool in here. It's a really cool experience. You start at one end and you just continue to the next. It is tight in here, and there's a lot going on. A lot of power and electrical and battery and stuff that you would know that you would need to be on board that takes up most of the space.
Huge. Dead end street when all I had went up in flames.
So, what'd you think of the experience?
This is really cool. You really get an appreciation for what it would be like to be in there. I can't imagine being in there even above water, much less way down there. That's cool.
Wow, we just finished the Maritime Museum, and I have to say it was so unexpectedly just a great time, just so much fun.
It
Didn't you
really
think?
was. We had heard it was like, you got to do this, you got to do this. And I got to say, I was ready to do it, but I wasn't really expecting it to be as fun and enjoyable as it was. There's a lot of great volunteers here. They tell a lot of good stories, so you get a perspective on things, and being able to run around all these ships is a super cool experience. So I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I wasn't too thrilled about the interior museum. It was a kind of a typical museum experience. But then when you go out of that, and there's just one vessel after another that you can climb all upon and in and through, and that was just so thrilling and such an adventure.
Yeah,
So
they do it upright. It's
They
well
do.
done.
Yeah.
We'd recommend it. Come on.
Absolutely. Penguins, stingrays, sharks, and more. Look for the video where we go in search of Sydney's sea life.